All right. Can everybody hear me? Because I know my microphone. I think I just put my microphone out. Oh, there we go. All right. So we want to thank you guys for jumping in on this Monday. Every 2 weeks, you have noticed that we have been doing a training, a training that kind of caters to our hair loss industry and or even just the beauty industry in general. And in these trainings, guys, we try to take the time to actually educate our beauty professionals and educate our staff, our colleagues. Just because a lot of times we realize that some people feel that information is being withheld when they're trying to grow in their business, and we just want to show you guys as a industry, as fellow educators, that that's not what we're trying to do. We want everybody to know that, hey, you can get in on this different knowledge that's out here. Everybody has their own specialty that they're into, and what I believe in doing is let the people who specialize in when they specialize in talk about it. Okay, we a lot of times when we get into this business, we just think that we can do it all ourselves, and sometimes we need some resources to help us with that. So each week, every 2 weeks, we've been trying to come in and introduce you guys to an expert in the industry that can really help elevate your business to another level. So this week, our topic is building your brand in the hair loss industry. Many times that's something that we struggle in. We get extra education, we get extra certifications, but we don't always know how to actually implement it and make that conversion. Sometimes we know the certifications we have, but we're still doing the same things we were doing we had as our regular services or or even if you just convert to premium services. There's just certain ways you want to transition and market yourself and get yourself out there. So I like to bring one of my fellow colleagues, and actually also a friend of mine as well, who is really a beast in this industry, in this marketing part of it. She is the owner of one of her own hair loss clinics in Richmond, the Savannah, Georgia area, and called the Healthy Hair Studio. And I'm gonna let her come in and kind of just give you a little bit more background about her. But without further ado, we'd like to introduce Takara Nicole, Coach Takara Nicole. As y'all welcome her, put some hands in the chat, or and get it all boosted up for her, and welcome her to this platform. Go ahead, Takara. That's not even. Hold on, y'all. I'm having some. I couldn't hear anything. I'm sure everybody else can hear it because nobody saying nothing. So I'm about to put it up on my phone. Hold on. All right. There's a will, there's a way. All right. So I'm gonna put it up on my Zoom on here so we can hear you. Say something again for me, Takara. Yeah, I don't know why I'm not hearing it. Okay, but everybody else can hear it, right? Put thumbs up in the well. Clearly, they are. Everybody else can hear. Okay. Uh, I thought it was connected maybe to my headphone or something, but no, that's not it. Recording in progress. All right, say something else for me, Takara. Okay, no, it's me. All right. All right, say something. Okay, cool. All right, hear you here. Okay. All right. So yeah,
Because people can see me, but they can't see me.
they can't see you. Oh, let me unpin this. Now on Facebook, yeah, on Facebook I kind of just have it live, but yeah. But on Zoom and all that, yeah, on YouTube they could see us as yeah. We want to encourage them to register to get in so they can ask you questions and things. Yes.
I just want to make sure I didn't know how you want to set up. Okay, perfect.
All right. So yeah. But so thank you for your introduction. I missed it, but I'm gonna go back and hear it. But I'm glad everybody else got to hear it. And but yeah, so basically we're gonna take this time to kind of interview Takara and Echo. I don't know why it's not working on my thing. I'm about to get on my iPad. Same as system. It's gonna be something every time. Let's see, hold on. Same as speaker. All right, say something again, Takara. Yes, I don't know why it's not doing it on my I'm about to take this Yeti out my microphone. That's the problem. You know, I like how that it sounds, but hey, it's blocking up how I'm hearing. Okay, there it is. Say something again for me. Okay, now we back on here. Cool.
It's still like it's like your end for some reason. But I guess
It was my phone. Okay, there we go. I can hear it on my computer now. All right, so you say something again for me.
you muted. I can't. There you go.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, I had to unhook my.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Oh goodness.
Y'all bear with us.
Yeah. All right. How about now? Y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I took out my other microphone because it was be acting a little glitchy. Okay. All right. So, like I said, y'all, we have Takara on here who we're going to do some questioning. Like, so those of y'all who have joined us before, you know how we pretty much ask questions. So she can kind of give an overview of what to expect. Of what you kind of expect when you're getting into this beauty industry and branding yourself. And then at the end, we're going to open up the floor for Q&A questions. But if you have any questions as she's going through, feel free to drop them in the chat. Those who are on my live, you guys drop it in the chat as well. We'll get those questions to her also. But we encourage you guys, when you see that link to register, jump in because we want you guys to be able to talk with these speakers as well. Okay. And if you register into, you also get those who are registered, you will get the replay to this as well. All right, so let's get on into it. All right, so first things first. So have done your introduction. So when it comes to branding, Takara, like why does that matter? Could you give us like the biggest like why is that such a big deal when it comes to getting into the beauty industry and putting yourself out there? Why is that such a serious notion to brand yourself properly?
Okay, so branding is important because branding is your stamp. So branding is what sets you apart from the rest, from other people. It establishes who you are pretty much in any type of business forum. So your branding is absolutely important because you want to make sure that people recognize who you are, they understand what you do, and they're able to connect with whatever it is you're putting out there. So when you are branding yourself, especially in the hair loss field, you want to make sure that people know who you are and what you do.
Okay.
Because you're not a hairstylist. And so that's one of the biggest things when you're trying to, separate yourself from being a cosmetologist and being a hair loss specialist is going to be the brand. Because people have to understand that I'm not just a cosmetologist, but I am a hair loss specialist. So again, your branding is your stamp. That is, like when they brand horses, that just establishes who the owner is of whatever it is. And so your brand is your stamp. It establishes you are the owner, you are the person of whatever clinic or whatever you're trying to establish.
All right, yeah, man. And you guys know, like a lot of times when you take those branding and marketing classes, like you should be people should be able to look at you and say, okay, when I see purple and blue, that's Takara, you know. So we're gonna get into those details so those guys know how to make sure that pops. So all right, so a big thing that we see Takara when we're working with beauty professionals, especially when they start getting into the hair loss industry, they want to the person we might have been when we started cosmetology at like 18, 19 years old is not the person we've converted to when we've gotten these different certifications and classifications. So how do you go about figuring out or helping people decide what should they change their business name to when it gets to that?
Definitely, your name should reflect what it is you're trying to portray. So I always give the example when I first started out, even just on the salon tip, I was like, "Oh, Styles by TLLC." Mm-hmm. But as I begin to grow, as I begin to mature, I was like, I don't really think this is a good name. I don't think this is something that really reflects who I am totally. Mm-hmm. I didn't even want something that I wanted. And I'll tell you this, there's a difference between having a corporate brand and a personal brand. So I wanted a more corporate brand and not a personal brand. And so I had to go about all the things and like just changing my name because when people would come in, they'd be like, who, they just knew me as T. They didn't know my name. They're like, oh, I'm here for T. you know. And so I was like, I kind of, as I matured, I was like, I don't like this. Like, I want them to know who I am and what I do. Like, some people, like, I don't even know your name, you know. So I wanted to make that distinction. But when it comes to choosing the right name for your hair loss, you definitely want something that reflects what it is you're going to do. So again, mine is Restored Crown Hair Restoration Clinic. And because I am restoring the crown, i.e. whether I'm doing it with extensions or units, or if I'm doing it with treatments, either way. So it doesn't lock me into one thing. So I would definitely, when it comes down to it, whatever your name is, having more so like hair loss solutions, because if you plan on dabbling between the two, if you only say hair restoration, you kind of box yourself in, because people are not going to come to you if they need, they might not come to you if they need more so the units and the non-surgical hair replacement. But if you lock yourself into non-surgical hair replacement, people think that's all you do. So your name is going to speak for you before people see you. And so whatever you want, however you want people to perceive you, or they may just see your card and they'll connect with your name. So your name does matter, especially too when you want to connect with doctors, dermatologists, getting into different insurance companies. You don't want it to be so hard, because they're trying to distinguish between, are you just a regular stylist, or are you actually providing a service that is going to be, it's an elevated and it's a specialty service. So you're not just a cosmetologist, you are offering a specialty service that people know, like, I've been certified in this, I've been trained in this. So when you come to the training, you leave, they're like, oh my gosh, she got a certification, her name matches what she does. And it just brings it allows people to trust you, and it brings about more credibility to your practice.
I think that's really good to point out, Takara. Your name, guys, represents you when you're not there. Okay, so think about if you're, and I know sometimes we get when you're becoming a business owner, there's just certain things that you're going to just have to get that. We're creative already. We're naturally creative. So, no, the get name, you might have to go into that brainstorming moment to just really think things out and think things all the way through about why you do that. I like how you shared your story about what made you change from your name to, from Styles by T to Restore Your Crown. I know for me, when I became a non-surgical hair placement specialist, I was like, I was already known for doing healthy hair, natural hair, and all that. So, but when I decided I'm gonna make my business a more entity, actually register it correctly, I came up with Healthy Hair Solutions, because I want to offer a solution, rather it's just relaxers, rather it's a healthy hair relaxer, rather it's a healthy hair service for your hair loss, rather it's a healthy hair color service, braids, dreads, whatever the case may be. And I was able to still grow within that without feeling like I got to do too many changes. So if you
let me say, I even had to do that with my salon. So when I first brought my salon, I kind of kept everything the same when I brought my salon from the previous owner, and the name was like Posh 17 Hair Lounge, right?
Right.
But I know, but it was harder for people to connect, because they're like, what is that?
Right. It sounds
like
I
changed my name to the Healthy Hair Studio. Like, it was like, how long you been here? Like, we didn't even know you were here, all of the things. But it was because my name didn't reflect what we did. So once I changed my name, I started getting even more clients, because ding, 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 when you go on Google, now they're like, oh, we can find you. That's another thing, Google. Now they find all of my Google reviews, was coming to the top. So now people are looking for a healthy hair studio. Mine is one of the top. Like, when I look at my Google analytics at the end of the month, I've had over 100 and some phone calls, and visits to the site, because of the fact that I changed my name to those keywords that people are looking for. So even when you think about, your name, like, what are those keywords that have to be in your name that is going to draw people to what you do?
That is good. And we are going to go a little into the SEO stuff too, guys, for y'all to understand that, because that she really hinted in right on into that. So, okay. So, all right. So when you come up with your name, of course, your name, now you're dealing with you're about to start thinking about your color scheme and logo. All right. What are some tips that they're needing when it comes to, like, how do they need to be able to resonate psychologically with their clients when they're choosing their colors?
Okay, so we already know that dealing with hair loss is already a psychological battle within itself.
Yes.
We already know that people are struggling when they come to our chairs. Sometimes we are the last resort Sometimes they have gone through so many other people before they get to us. And so really having an understanding that because it is such a sensitive topic and it's such a sensitive issue, you want to make sure that when your client comes into your environment, that they feel relaxed, they feel welcome, that it's not loud. And so your colors matter. So if you look at like what does red represent? Red is like passion, energy. Blue is more trusting, calm. Green is growth and health. Yellow is more friendly energy. So whatever you want to use, more softer, inviting colors, things that make people feel calm, they feel comfortable. My colors are teal in my salon, teal, gray, white. In my logo, I have teal, gray, and a hint of orange or like a coral color, just to add like that kind of pop color. But when people come into to salon, they're always like, it's extremely welcoming. I feel calm. I feel at peace when I come in here. And so whatever it is that you're doing, you want to make sure that it reflects that what you want to present to your client. And so your logos matter. You want to make sure that you're choosing a logo that if someone looks at it, they know what you do. Now, you could have two different logos. You can have more of one that is just words, and then you can have one that is a combination of words with a picture that reflects. So mine is a combination of words with like the hair follicles that kind of reflects. Again, I do something with hair. I do something with growing hair or restoring hair. So you want to make sure that whatever your logo looks like, it reflects, again, because it's all going to speak. These type of things, your colors, your logos, your name, it speaks before people even see you. When people come into your shop, your clinic, whatever the case may be, sometimes they don't see you first. But when they walk in, they should know they're at peace. They should know that it's calm, like everything is going to be okay. Not something that's like loud and you got like this big old red and black and, it's just like, it's just for loud. Like, but when you go into the salon, that's fine. That's good for a salon environment because I want you to feel energized,
pink and
passion.
green.
But when you're walking into, like, when you go into the doctor's office, most of the time, everything is white.
Yeah.
You
might have blues. You have like those different that plain blue.
Make sure you pick things that align with your core values. So again, your colors should align with your core values. So if you want people to feel calm, if you want people to feel trusting, those are the colors that you want to choose.
All right. So and like she said, she kind of touched on the colors and also how that could be a logo. Your logo does not necessarily have to be a picture of yourself. If we don't, personally. All right. So let's just get to a part. I do a little sidebar. So most of you guys come and talk with us because you're dealing with hair loss. You're coming into the hair loss industry. Having a photo of yourself sometimes cannot be ideally, what we want when we're trying to put. Like, so remember, this is representing you when you're not there. So I know we're already styled, so we already have our faddish type style sometimes, and even though we know that it's cute, when you're trying to advertise and market to other doctors or other organizations, first thing, I don't want them to think, oh, okay, I don't know if I want to work with her because her picture is in the logo. Okay, right. Or her face is in the logo, so try to be mutual.
Look, can I say something really
quick? Go ahead.
Okay, so let me say something about this, not to give away all the things, but I'm going to give y'all the tea.
Yeah.
You are building a brand for your clients. You are not building a brand for yourself. And so many times we're building these brands, and we're building brands because it's cute for me.
Yes.
And it's what I like, and it's what I want it to look like. And these are my favorite colors. Mm-hmm. It's not about you.
You said that.
When you are building a business, you are building a business for your client. So you have to understand, what does my client look like me, not what I look like in me. So oftentimes we got these cute logos and, we got these cute names and we got all this stuff that looks really cute because like, this is what I want. Yes. But the reality is that that's not a reflection of what your client needs.
No.
So when you're building your clinics, your businesses, make sure that you really understand that I need to reflect what's going to draw my client and what's not going to draw me. Because oftentimes we're building businesses just based off of ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I first started back, the 19-year-old stylist in me, my favorite color was purple. I purpled out the whole salon, like purple shit, and don't get it wrong, I still kept some, but I had to humble that thing down. Like, if you can't do the bright purples. It don't need to be a whole purple wall anymore. Maybe just
Right.
accent of purple now. So you have to really think
I
about,
had
like
like
you
all
said,
the sparkles, right?
yeah.
Like everything was sparkled out. I'm like, I need this. My base is sparkled, and I got the face shield that sparkled. I got all this stuff sparkled. I'm like,
Now we're doing hair. Now we
wow.
trichologists and non-surgical hair placement specialists. People they ain't come to us for that. We look too faddish, And
And
granted,
another
some
thing
people like
too,
it.
like I'll add, like when you are building your clinics, like one of the major things is like inviting words too. So like when my clients come in, like I've created, like there's posters, and I'm around my house, but I don't have an example, but I have posters like all around my shop that are just inspiring, like about like even beyond hair, like you're beautiful, like whatever you come up with, but things that make them feel comfortable. Because sometimes, like I said, you're dealing with hair loss is so sensitive, and so we have to be so sensitive to our clients. I know sometimes they're like, no, we're not therapists, and we're not. Don't get me wrong, we're not. But if you plan on helping your client to the highest ability of what you can do, you want to make sure that they feel extremely comfortable. So I have a lot of like quotes. I just literally made them on Canva. I printed them at Staples, and I got them put up around my wall. And so like if my clients come in, they've asked me to make them for them. They're like, who did them? I'm like, I did. They're like, can you make me some of these and have them printed? But it's good to make sure that your environment, I can't stress that enough, to make sure that your environment is extremely inviting and it makes your client feel comfortable.
That is really good. And I want to say we're not therapists. We're not clinical psychiatrists, but y'all, people come to us for therapy, for real. And it does need to, there's some people who they've had breakthroughs just because not only are you bringing their hair back, you're helping them get their health back, you're helping them get their confidence back, and that's therapy all within itself. So if we treat them as such, you get a different type of respect. You get a different type of response from your clients, and you'll start appreciating, start finding your love for your job again. A lot of people, I know me, when I was doing regular hair, I liked doing regular hair, but I got to the point of I was missing something, and then so when I converted over to wanting to do all hair loss, I started feeling refreshed again because, or I felt more of the reward from working with a different type of clientele versus a person who's like, oh yeah, I'm just using for this hairstyle and I'm good. No connection, but they had a connection, but it's just a different type of connection when you're really helping people restore their own inner beauty and their outer and even outwardly beauty. So yeah, so that's a big thing. And like I said, having those brands together helps you not have to work so hard. Because if they like you, they're gonna work with you. I'll close people in the back of a barbershop. But when I got my clinic and the aesthetics right around that, it made it so my job was halfway done by the time they got to the chair because they came into an inviting, like I said, inviting clinic and having that motivation going around, like Takara was saying, that you just can help that. It helps close your sale. And at the end of the day, y'all, we like what we're doing, but we also getting paid for this too. So if you want to make your sale a little more smoother,
and you want referrals, and you want testimonials, and so just them coming in sometimes, even if a person, I've had this happen, even if a person does not buy from you or a person does not get a plan with you, the reality is that just because they came into your environment, it was calming, it was relaxing, it was inviting, they might not have, but they went back and told somebody else about who you was and what you did and how you made them feel. So sometimes, don't take for granted that just because a person did not get a plan from you, that you don't go back and you're not able to, get another client. Because they're like, I've had people that did not get plans. We did full consultations, but they went out and they told somebody else about me, and that person came and got a plan because of how they felt when they came into my clinic. So definitely, like, I understand, the fact of like we want stuff to be cute. I know.
Yeah, that's just who we are.
Yeah, that's just who we are. Listen, we are amazing at what we do. Most of us, we are creative. So we just don't care. It's a lot of things that is locked up inside of us. But again, always remember, those of you even that are stylists, remember that everything that you do is for your client and not for you.
And I think that is definitely, if you don't take nothing else from this, guys, please know that was really really spot on with that, Takara. If we get ourselves out of the way, we really can make those moves, do what we need to do for our clients. So okay, so when it comes to we talked about that color scheme, we gave them the overview of how a clinic vibe, the ambiance should be set up. For those who want to have more details about like how the impression of logo is supposed to be, because a lot of us didn't go to marketing school, so we're not really knowing like some, we're not thinking about when we make this logo, what's the versatility we need to have in it. Are we using the logos just on signs? Do we need to have it where it can go on bags or whatever? Like what are the things they need to consider when they're thinking of the size of their logo, and where you need to use that logo, where these logos go, and I guess of course like the professionalism of the logo.
Right. So your logo is pretty much going to be everywhere. Whether you use it as a watermark for your pictures, videos, which I highly recommend. Please watermark everything that you do, because people nowadays are stealing
screen record
pictures, photos, and so if you worked hard to get that client the results they needed, and you laid that unit down, and now someone overseas has stolen it, and they're using it because you did not watermark it. If nothing else, having that logo on all of what you do, but from your website to pictures to photos to content, also on your email signatures. That's super important.
Very important.
I just got mine all redone, but your email signatures, having your logo there. Also on what I want to say. I say letterhead.
Yeah, say letterhead. Yeah. Oh, that's another big one though.
Letterhead. Yeah. So pretty much everywhere, I don't care, whatever goes out, you should always have your logo on it. I don't care what it is. Everything should have your logo, your stamp. If you're sending out letters to doctors, your logo needs to be on it. Asking them, to participate. It should be on all your social media. Again, all your social media should. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, but everything should match. So don't be using one logo on Instagram, one logo on Facebook, another logo on. I've seen it done.
It's done. It's definitely done.
On Facebook, Instagram, on your website. Everything is totally different. You got to make sure, again, when it goes back to branding, everything needs to be cohesive. So it needs to be the same font, the same writing, the same colors. When someone is making your logo, ask them for your hex colors. Super important. That way, when you're creating content, your content and your logo colors match. So when I'm putting out content and I'm using Canva, my colors are already established as my brand colors. And so all I have to do is click the color shade purple I need, the shade gold I need, the shade teal I need, like whatever it is, but it reflects my logo. So when you are getting your logos made, make sure that you're getting your hex colors so that everything is cohesive. Whatever you're putting out, you shouldn't be using 50,000 shades of purple and all these different shades of teal.
Because when they look at your profile,
you want it to be cohesive, and I'm gonna tell you why. So that when something, and Amber mentioned earlier, when somebody looks at your content, they should be able to say, "Hey, I know who that is."
Yep.
Like as soon as I post, people be like, "Hey, I know you." I be getting messages. They be like, "Oh my God, like your content has been just so consistent this week." And I be having a good week.
Yeah.
But it's so consistent, but all of my colors match. So when you go up and down my timeline, you're not seeing something that's going to be totally different. Everything is the same. Also, making sure that you get the transparent of your logo, right? So that you don't always have to use the background. So sometimes you may have one and you need to be able to take the background out of it. Sometimes you don't know how. So you need to make sure that you have a transparent logo.
Exactly.
Okay, so that you can put it on your pictures without having that white piece in the background, because sometimes that looks tacky. So you want to make sure that you ask them for that transparent logo, as well as the one that has like the white back, so that you can use it on whatever you want to use it on. And there is a word I'm looking for. Amber, what's the word when you asking for your logo also? That makes it clear. What is the word?
It's not transparency. You already said transparent.
It's another word. I'm gonna have to look it up.
I know when they
Why you finish?
Yeah.
It's another word. SCV.
Oh, somebody said it.
Yes, I think that's SVG is what she said. I want
the
to
vector. Oh, the vector. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. You want to make sure that you get it in a vector file. That's extremely important, because that allows you to transfer it onto multiple things. So if you wanted to put it on a t-shirt, like that is just the clearest and most precise of your logo. So that's why it pays to go to a professional, so that you can make sure that you're getting the highest quality of your logo, so that you are able to use it in multiple places. And sometimes people have gotten logos and they can only use it in one place because they only have it in one type of file. So before you exit out and get rid of the person and y'all are done, make sure you have everything that you need and all the copies, because sometimes you may not ever be able to find them again.
No. And like I said, I know me, like it's like I said, our business, your business is going to grow. So if you go ahead and start out with a good foundation, you'll start. Because before, when I first started with Healthcare Solutions, I thought big, but I didn't think this big. So it's like now it's water bottles, bonnets, just anything you could think of. And if, like I say, having that vector file, I know I got my logo made like early 2000s. It's not early 2000s, but like 2015 ish time frame. And I have not had any issues having that vector file because it has went on truly anything that I've ever wanted to put it on. Down to uniforms, you start wanting to put it on uniforms, start wanting to put it on, like I said, t-shirts. So definitely professionals want professional files, and a vector file is definitely that professional version of the file that you need when it comes to your logo. So that is really good. And I know sometimes things seem like it's common sense, guys, but we're not in marketing, we don't always know. So we just wanted to point those out. And I like that you pointed out the different letterheads and things like that, Takara, because um when they get into like the insurance world, and like I said, working with those doctors, a lot of people will not accept documents without a certain logo on top. And if your logo looks very smushed up because you didn't consider that size and we have to shrink it down for that letterhead, or you have something that's just a little too much, too busy of a logo, now they can't see it in a smaller form. Those are just things that you want to think about when you're starting to think how you want your logo to be. Simplicity is the key when it comes to coming over to the hair loss industry, guys. We already had our fun days with the pizzazz and, like I said, the glitters and all that, the bedazzling. But guys, it's time to, we're growing in our industry. Let's calm it down, simplify it, so it's easy to put on different things. And you don't want people judging you, before they get to see you because they're looking at the way you market it yourself.
Like, who is that?
Right, exactly. Y'all, yeah. And yeah, I'm not gonna give examples, but I've seen some things. Right. And so, okay, so now I said, so a lot of the things we're speaking on, guys, is how to truly transition, from salon to clinic. So when it comes to that, um, Takara, do you mind communicating how do you attract new clients? So, you already have, most of us are used to having our regular hair clients in our chairs already. How would we start communicating, or because like I said, the problem is we get a certificate and we just assume everybody should just start coming to us. What do we need to do as beauty professionals to start attracting, or what are some little tips we can do to start attracting those clients that we really want when it comes to our new business or our new certifications?
Okay, so that's the key, Coach. So let's just start there really quickly. You are starting a new business. So oftentimes what happens is we try to go from being a cosmetologist to a non-surgical hair replacement, hair loss specialist, without making the distinction between the two. So that's why the name, the branding is all going to be important, because if not, people are going to be like, oh, you're just a hairstylist.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, no, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to establish yourself and brand yourself as a non-surgical hair replacement specialist.
Yep.
So understanding that it is a totally separate business. It's going to be the main thing when we're talking about transitioning from a salon to a clinic. It's really acknowledging the fact that I'm a non-surgical hair replacement specialist. These are the services that I offer. Even though, people talk about the whole white coat thing. Some people wear it, some people don't.
Right.
But whatever is going to be the thing, whether it's wearing scrubs or something that makes it stand out, that makes it look different. Even if like there may be some differences, they're not, totally, but there is a major difference. So the biggest thing is branding yourself. I think the parts too is that people know you as a stylist, but people don't know you as a non-surgical hair replacement specialist. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to brand yourself as that person. People are going to have to see you in the light as the subject matter expert in that field.
Yes.
So everything that you do, all the content that you post and put out, is going to have to shift.
Mm-hmm. I know one big rule of thumb I got when I was working with my coach, and I was known for already doing weaves. I was already known for doing sewings. I was already known for doing crochets. And I say that I wouldn't do it still sometime, but I was like, yeah, I'm trying to get these hair loss clients in. She said, so why you keep posting about your crochets? And I was like, oh, you just like, now I'm just posting what I was just used to posting what I had, like this is the content that I do. But she's right. And I think for me at the time, I just didn't have a lot of hair loss clients, and I was not wanting to put it out. She's like, no, just find different ways. Don't put out what you're not trying to promote. Okay. And so even though you may be doing, eventually to get to the point where you won't have those such an influx of people who you're not necessarily trying to be known for. Put out what you're trying to be known for, even if you only have one client. There's so many different angles of photos. And we have another marketing person we're going to have that's going to talk more about how to do your posts on social media. But that's really what it is. What are you putting out there and how to make that one picture go for like 6 photos?
In the chat. That pretty much answers the question. It's all about the content that you put out. Like, so she said, how do you shift your content? And so pretty much how you shift your content is just by changing what you post. Yeah. So not posting about a lot of, honestly, I'm not going to say not posting a lot of hair, but posting more education. Mm-hmm. So when you want to be known for something, you have to post things that are going to be inviting, that are going to draw people. So like a did you know type posts are always good. Or just tips and that kind of help statistics, you know, about hair loss, because hair loss and healthy hair go hand in hand. So you can be posting about healthy hair tips and how to keep your hair healthy more. You can do the preventative side as well as talk about the aspects of hair loss too. Yeah. And so why do people experience hair loss? What takes people's hair out? So you can do the preventative side, but you can also do the side where you're also able to help and treat. So showing pictures of like this, of what you want to see. So if you want this type of client to come into the shop, start posting pictures like, are you experiencing issues like this? You have problems like this. Does your spot look like this? You know, schedule your consultation today. And those are the things that are going to more so kind of draw people. But education is always the key. When you're trying to shift yourself, you educate them and you let them know that you know what you're talking about. Now, that's why education is important. You have to know what you're talking about. Yeah. So you can't just
start posting willy-nilly.
And it's nice that, you know, sometimes in this field, a lot of people don't know what they're talking about. I'm just going to be honest. You cannot be in this for the money. No. Money is going to come. But hair loss is not one of those things that you can be like, oh, I just want to make 6 figures. Do I make 6 figures? Absolutely. But do I know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know what I'm talking because I've done the work, I've done the research, I've taken the classes, I've done the necessary work to position myself that way. So you have to know what you're talking about in order for you to even shift your content for people to even view you in that light.
That was a really good question. And I know too, like I said, I know a lot of people, they get caught up in the before and after. Don't feel bad about not having a before and after. Like, honestly, I used to post a lot of afters and made it seem like maybe I had the people grow to that. Honestly, I used to put like a nice, healthy hair and say, oh yeah, you know, and give a tip about why the scalp needs to have a healthy environment for the scalp. Because you could put the goal. We have a lot of goals in our chair because we already have clients who have their hair there. So you can be speaking to people who desire that goal. You know, or like she said, put the befores of, hey, we might not have the after, but if your hair looking like this, that's a post, y'all. You know, and so definitely that is really, you know, like I said, just figure out what your brand is going to be. And I will just even give a cheat code on it. Back when we started trying to rebrand, Chat GPT was not out. Okay. You can ask Chat GPT all these questions, guys. You can say, hey, this is my vision. I am a new up and coming hair loss specialist. I'm trying to figure out who my target audience is. I want to figure out what I'm trying to rebrand. What is a suggested color scheme for blah, blah, blah. You could put all that stuff in a chat, guys, and it will give you a thing. Now, of course, put some particulars. Like, you know, say like for me, my goal was to make sure that whatever service is being done, they're getting a healthy hair, you know, something like that. So you put your mission in it and put your vision and say, you know, could you give me a branding layout to help me brand my business? Of course, you can go tweak it and things like that, or even down to the post. I just need 30 days of hair loss post content. But at the end of the day, don't be those individuals that are posting things that really don't know what they're talking about. We already have the educational side. Chat GPT and AI is just allowing us to be able to be more effective. We don't have to put so much brain into the post. We could put that energy into these restoration treatments that we're trying to get people to get. But using AI to help us, you know, just to free up our mind a little bit. Okay, so we don't have to put all that energy into certain things. So yeah, so that's really good. I know over here we got a lot of people saying hi in the chat, but we do want to open up the floor to. Well, did you want to? I know you already kind of hit social media. Is there anything else you want to say about how to brand on social media before we open up the floor for Q&A?
No.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because y'all that was really that question really went in on that, so y'all can really see that an example that could be applied. So we're going to open up the floor, guys, to Q&A. Takara, like I said, she is a coach who does this, and she works individually with beauty professionals that do that. So if you guys have any questions for her, this would be the time to do it. If you want to raise your hand, we can take you off of mute.
It's the time to ask y'all questions before we put that invoice.
Put that in. What? This is your free time now. This your free. This your snippet.
I'm just saying, y'all. See, when people have free webinars, I tell people, get people why it's free.
That's
because
it.
You don't know when you're going to get them again. You better ask all the questions you can ask.
Yeah, we don't know how to hold back, so if you kind of ask me off guard, you pretty much gonna give it. Right, yeah. I'm already here out my bed. Yeah. So I'm not gonna say, oh, no, you gotta wait the paper. No, you gonna go ahead and get this sauce right now. So any questions over here on our live, we thank you guys for joining us. But if you have any questions, let us know. Hey, Miss Roberta.
Takara, I have a question. It's Juno.
Hey, Juno. And y'all, this is also one of our educators. She coming on soon, but go ahead, girl.
So my thing is, I am too a natural hair care specialist. I am the owner and operator of Juno's World. But I've been crazy over credit since like last year. So I'm struggling because I'm so passionate about teaching credit and funding. It's hard for me because, my clients know me as Juno, the hair care specialist, to now, hey, wait, you're a coach? What's this? So I'm at that crossroad where I don't know what to do, where to go.
Go with your passion. People that already know you in the hair world, they know you in the hair world now, so that's not even something like you really have to market anymore because you're already known for that. So go with your passion. I had the same thing. I was known as a stylist, and then I started going into the coaching world, and that's what I post and what I do now. You keep them separate though. I'm sorry. Now my main page, I post everything. I do have a separate coaching page.
Sorry, y'all. All right, there you go.
Okay, but so how do you handle that? I've been slowly trying to integrate the people to the new site. I did tell them, listen, hey, Juno here, but new passion, credit, and stuff like that. But because I don't have an audience for that, so how do you
gotta build it? So you gotta build it. Going live, getting in groups, definitely going live, putting out content that's gonna draw people. It may take a little minute, because people have to trust you in that field. The same thing for me. I've been coaching for years, but I feel like just now I kind of like broke the mold of people are just like, what is it? Like, I don't have to worry about when I send the invoice, is it going to get paid or not get paid? You know what I'm saying? Like, people are now, but I stay to keep putting out the content, whether I get the likes, the views, or whatever. I do free monthly webinars, just all basic information, basic topics to draw people in, but just steadily making myself be known in that way.
I think you do good too about like you're starting to post like results of stuff you've gotten. Like I even saw when you put, I just got funded so many thousand. I'm like, oh, okay. Like so people gonna start sharing it. They gonna start seeing on your page like, yeah, she do this hair, but she also done got about 50,000 in funded over here. So
and I think too, like definitely finding groups.
Yeah, them groups is it.
Groups too, like groups do help. Trying to find some groups that you can post in. That's always another way in. Like a lot of the free groups that don't care if you post, and getting people to add you in those groups, and sometimes even going in those groups and just dropping content because it draws attention to you. So just giving out free content, or just basic things or something that people need to know is another drawing factor as well. But I tell people that transition is always difficult because sometimes we're trying. People that are your hair clients are not your hair loss clients. People that are your hair clients may not be your credit clients. So a lot of times you have to create a whole nother page. So I was coaching somebody and I was trying to get them to understand, you can't just try to take your hair people and put them on a hair loss page. It don't work. They're not your client. They got hair. They're fine. Yeah. You have to go out and build the audience of this whole nother, same way you built the business of a hairstylist, it's the same way you're going to have to build for the ground up. So that's where I tell people it's not like just a transition to where you're just like, oh, now I'm this, today I'm this, and I'm in the expectation of everybody's going to shop with me and everybody's going to do business with me just because I do X, Y, and Z. It's just not going to happen. Now, do I have some of my clients that become coaching clients? They do. It's actually pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But it came from me. I had to, but they already trusted me and they needed my services. So there are going to be people that need your services. So I still put it out to my clients and let them know what I'm doing, what I have to offer, what services I do, because it's who I am. But at the same time, I understand that everybody that is that client is not always going to be a coaching client, and definitely everybody that is a hairstyling client is not a hair loss client because they got hair. So you have to go out and grab those people and put it out there so people can get it.
I think too, something you had said that I was gonna say for like okay, I was gonna say, so we know on the hair loss side, take 90 days or even just any hair treatment, you're trying a new oil, trying anything, it takes about 90 days. So I feel like the same way when it comes to us putting our brand out there, doing 90 days of continuous content about your credits life, you'll see a difference in your page. You'll see a difference in your algorithm. Like just adding, I know I worked with a coach, and he just had us doing stuff like, and at first I'm just a person that if you give me instructions and I know it works, I'm just gonna follow what you're saying to do, even if I don't believe it's gonna work. And I did what he said. He was like, add like 10 to 20 people a day. I added them out of the groups. I posted something about my hair loss stuff every day. And I did that for 90 days. And now if I post something, it's like, oh wow, people just effortlessly just ask what they need to ask, because I was trying to rebrand and get my sales process different. So I feel like you don't put that same energy into credit. And like I say, go to ChatGPT.
Whatever you do, be consistent.
Be consistent.
That's the thing. Yeah. And anything you are trying to build, people like consistency. You can't just post today and never post again. You can't just send one email today and then you don't email them for weeks on top of weeks. You think they're going to remember you. So, like my business partner, we always say, like it typically takes like 10 touches, right, before people actually buy from you. So you got to make sure that you're constantly, like I'm constantly posting something every single day. Utilize these planners. Facebook has its free planner. Like you don't have to pay no money. Pre-plan your posts. So take a day out and put those posts in there. And it will automatically upload to your page and Instagram, whatever you're trying to post. But if you got to get a paid one, that's fine too. But utilize the free Facebook planner and plan your posts. If you think you're going to post one day a month and you're just going to get all of the people, that's just not it. So consistency is key. People are attracted to your consistency. I had a person that followed me for 2 years that never, got any of my programs or anything. Followed me for 2 years, and then finally she was like, "I'm ready."
For the big program.
Reality is everybody may not be ready for your service. Maybe everybody can't afford it. So, when it comes to the coaching plans, it is what it is, and the price is the price. So the reality is that they may not be able to afford you today, or they may not even be ready. I've had people, I have to tell them like, "Hey, you're not ready yet." Because if you don't have the time to put in, if you're not really focused enough to really kind of go through with the plan, my thing is I want you to get results. So I'm listening to the language to make sure that you are actually ready for this process. But people will follow you. So she followed me for 2 years. So people are following you. People are watching you. I was on the news a couple of years ago, and somebody was like, they found me then, and they didn't come. And it was like, dang, like I wish I would have came sooner. So you found me years ago. You see me on the news, but you just now came to see me. So again, people are looking for a level of consistency, and they're waiting to see the results too. And that's the reality. This is why you got to know what you're talking about, because sometimes people are waiting to see, like a lady before she even got her plan. She's like, "Well, can I see some results of other people you've done?"
And if it's already on the page, it's easy.
$3,800. I gotta be able to show something.
That's it.
Let's just be real.
Let's be real.
You can't just pity pat around and want the high ticket items without the responsibility that comes with presenting a high ticket item. So hair loss and hair restoration, and you got to know what you're talking about. This is why you need to come to this class, because people out here and they want to just be like, they shoving these wigs down people. I've had people that got wigs from the other vendors, and I'm like, where did they get this from?
Awful.
This thing looks a mess. I'm just going to be honest. It didn't look good. But again, some people are just so caught up in the numbers and the money that they're not presenting quality work to their clients. So come and get the knowledge. I'll give my own personal testimony. When I first see the whole like insurance thing, I took Amber's class. I didn't take it. I brought the PowerPoint points from Amber.
Yeah, she knows how to follow. She follows directions really good.
So if y'all follow what she's telling you to do, I promise you.
She had the PowerPoint. She had when I had a PowerPoint booklet.
You just got to do the work. It was a little booklet.
Little PowerPoint booklet.
She said, I got into the insurance companies. I was just thinking about, and I wasn't really thinking about the money aspect. I just thought about offering something to my clients. Well, I'll say this. I didn't know what I was doing, though. I mean, I knew how to make wigs, and I could offer that, but the education behind the different techniques, the education behind understanding the different bases, I had no idea. I was lost. And so it was like maybe like a year or two later that I actually took a class, and I learned all of this stuff. You know, working with Amber, taking the class is when I really understood, like, okay, I gotta know this, I gotta know that. So when I'm talking to my clients, when I'm talking to the doctors, when I'm talking to the dermatologists, I actually know what I'm talking about. So if I'm dealing with a cancer patient, like these bases are best. So what I'm talking about, these bases is what's gonna be the best for you. But you can't be like, oh yeah, because I'm just talking to a wig, you know, like you go through treatment. Now, first of all, that's not the right terminology that we use, but really having a good base, if I can say anything, education is key. So if nothing else, y'all need to be in this class because I need y'all to know what you're talking about. Now, y'all just get a snippet of what I'm talking about today, but we get down into it because we're going to talk about all the things when y'all get there. Because I need to make sure that y'all clinics are set up properly and y'all just not out here doing whatever y'all want to do that's not going to attract people.
Yeah, that brings us right on into it. So tell them your aspect of what you're teaching when you come to this hair loss business master course. What is your topic that you'll be sharing with the professionals who come in?
So my topic is
yes, it will.
So I'm talking about all
send me a message
when it comes to your hair loss clinic, right? Your hair restoration clinic, hair solutions, whatever it is that you decide you want to name it. My course is going to set you up from start to finish. We're going to literally build your clinic then. So everything that you need to know, all the background information, all of the business information from helping you get your name to strategy to creating a 90-day plan of execution when you leave there on how to properly run a hair loss hair restoration clinic.
I love it. And so for you guys who are interested in that, I did put the link in the meeting, in the chat right now. This is our last day for early bird pricing. Okay, so anybody who signs up now, the discount is applied in the cart where you will save 15% off. That's $225. But the course is $14.97, and like I said, Takara will be one of many coaches that will be there teaching you guys, helping you guys really be able to establish your business the right way. And what happens is, like I said, and the reason why we're doing it is in depth that we're as in detail as we are is because, like I said, we're very creative people. We can learn a technique from watching it on YouTube sometime, but we don't know how to set up the business part behind it. So we'll have her there along with Juno. She was just on. She'll be helping you guys get that personal credit set up and that business funding set up so you can get some business funding just in case you are that person who wants to get a new clinic or be able to tap into some other funds to help your business truly expand. Okay, she says it's not working on her end. Let me try it here. We will do a blast email for it too, guys, but no, I want y'all to be able to click on it. Definitely make sure I type it in here right.
Yeah, definitely y'all come out, like sign up because you want to make sure you do it right. I think the harder part is when you do something, you spend all this money to do it wrong, and then you got to spend the money to try to fix it that right.
Yes.
And we've all done it, you know.
Yeah, I'm guilty. I'm sorry, I probably get a little glitchy at the moment.
My cousin's hair. We was 14. We started braiding our cousins' hair, aunties, our mamas, and we jumped into this, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of beauty professionals, do not even know how to run their salons properly.
No.
And so, how you do one thing, this is what my coach said. How you do one thing is how you do all things. And so, if you're unorganized in your salon, you're gonna be unorganized in your hair loss business. And so we want to make sure that not only that, because business is business. So whatever you're trying to do when you come here, I'm going to talk all things business. So you're going to understand how not only just to run your salon, but your hair loss clinic, but how to run your salon. But the reality is, when we jumped out into the beauty industry, we didn't know what we was doing.
Mm-mm.
We didn't know how to keep our finances.
No.
We didn't know how to choose our name. We didn't know nothing about no LLC. This is probably still some of us on the line that don't have LLC to this day, that don't have separate business accounts. We didn't know. And I don't fault you for what you don't know, but you can't keep running your business the same way and think that it's going to be profitable and think that you're going to get the result that you're trying to get. So because I am a results-driven coach, I want to make sure that you see what you want. I want to make sure that you see what you said. And so if you have a goal, you got a dream, you got all of the things that you're trying to accomplish, I need to make sure that you get it. I need to make sure that this hair loss clinic that you say that you want, we're going to walk you through it from beginning to end. But we are a people sometimes where we want to keep doing things wrong and think that it's going to prosper.
No.
And I'm telling you, y'all, it's the biggest mistake. And in the hair industry, we make a lot of money.
Yeah, we do.
But when y'all look up, you like, where is my money?
Where's my money?
I've been there before.
I've been there.
What did I do? You made $10,000 last month. Where's that?
Last month? People ain't even making that, y'all.
You don't even know. Some of y'all making more money an hour than anybody.
But you can't tell us your hourly rate.
Where your money is going.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, I want to make sure that we're building correctly. That's my goal. Like when I'm coming into this, I want to make sure that when you guys leave this class course, that you guys are literally prepared. And even if you can't launch within the 90 days of leaving that, or the 30 days of leaving there, your plan is already in motion and you know what you need to do in order for you to launch.
I think that's so she preaching over there. She preaching, y'all. Y'all know. Say usually, yeah.
And I get real passionate about it. When I may shift a little bit, I'm sorry, y'all. This is a part of me, but I like helping people. It's not for me about the money, but it's more so about, like, I want to see people have the results. And like I said, I've been in the beauty industry. I started working in the shop when I was 12. This is the only job I know. Mm-hmm. So I've seen every aspect, from booth rental to suites to a high-end salon to a regular people. Like, I've seen all different aspects. And so because I've seen it ran in so many different ways, I've
right and wrong.
Be 60 years old and you don't have no money.
We have somebody coming in for retirement,
y'all. She was 60 years old and said, I'm getting ready to start my retirement. You are 60 years old. Yeah.
So even with that, so we know that's an issue. So we have somebody coming in to teach about retirement. And
that's not my lane, but I'm just saying.
Like, why we need this done?
To start a retirement. I'm done. Go ahead, girl.
No, you got it. I'm over here trying to make sure everybody got the links and everything.
We gotta do better, and I want y'all to make the money and see the money. Like, I just don't want us to have the money and we're not able to enjoy life. I always say this, and I'm gonna close with this. Many of us have become slaves to the chair.
Ooh, girl.
I'll say it again. Many of us have become slaves to the chair,
yes,
and our business runs us, and we don't run our business.
No, we don't.
And so it's like, now I have to work, because if I don't work, I can't do X, Y, and Z. I can't pay my bills. I can't do this. So it's my job as a coach in this capacity is I'm going to show you how not to become a slave. Like, let's not start out this thing being a slave to the hair restoration chair. We're not doing that.
No.
I want to make sure that when you walk into this thing, that you're going to walk into it and you're going to have the freedom, because this is what you're trying to do. I want more. A lot of us are like, I'm getting older. I want financial freedom. Yes. So why walk into this thing with the same mentality, the same work ethic, the same things that you were doing as a stylist? And if you take them and they roll over into this next place, guess what? You're going to be a slave to this chair too. Yeah. So that's my goal, is that we don't become a slave to the chair, but we really operate in a place of freedom.
And y'all, and Takara is truly, she's speaking for, like, so when she say the experiences she had, like, she's truly one of those beauty professionals who can say, I have staff, I have people that's working for me. She don't have to work so hard, y'all. When she decided she's able to do her marketing, business engagement, her marketing and getting into the business side of coaching, because her salon, she making money now, but she's not there. She can, So, and people trusted her even when she was able to be given. You don't hear people like actually being able to give somebody a salon. Like she took on a whole salon and knew what to do. So like I said, when we're bringing on coaches, guys, we're bringing people who have really had their feet in the game and can help you in whatever area you want to go into. Because even though we have the hair loss industry, there are so many different specifications. Yeah, we'll be teaching you guys non-surgical hair placement, but this training will help trichologists. This training will help hair loss practitioners. This training will help those who we're just new as new stylists, and we just don't know where we're trying to go. But it's a help kind of help define your niche and figure out what it is that you really want to do and how to direct it. And you do have one of your mentees in the comments, Mrs. Shanique, that's doing her thing down there in the 912 area. Okay. So yeah, so Takara, like I said, yeah, and we want you guys like on top of actually coming to this event and getting trained, guys, we are having a social networking event. Which Selena, I got your message. I'm gonna text you back on that. But we want you guys to be able to build your own network as well. I can call Takara anytime and get help with things that I'm trying to do in my business. When I needed to hire a staff, she was able to say, "Oh, here's a staffing template I use, girl. Take this," and or like get bounce ideas off of other beauty professionals in the industry. When y'all had Ken on here, Ken said, "Oh, when I need some new vendors, I'm calling Amber." When I need me some new vendors, I'm calling Terry. She's not on here right now, but it's another educator in our group. So we build these network guys, and we want you guys to be able to build that network as well. So you have that business day on day one, which is that Saturday. That night we'll have a social networking event from about and we scheduled it from about 8 to 10. We will keep y'all out all night. But then, that morning, you would come back that Sunday morning and you guys will get that hands-on training for hair replacement so you can have a specialized niche to be able to take your business to another level. Sometimes we're just doing a whole bunch of regular services and we don't know how to elevate our pricing because we're kind of doing just regular things. We're going to help you put it in a way that you can have premium pricing. All right. So this event is going on August 12th through the 13th. That's a Saturday, Sunday in October, and it is all day, 9 to 5, probably 6, all those 2 days. Okay. So if you want to get in on it, guys, click that link in the bio so you can save that 12%. The discount is automatically applied. You will get a replay of this event in your emails. So be sure to check that. But we do not want you guys to miss out on this opportunity. And for those who I just need some financing. Y'all know I'm the financing queen, guy. We gonna break down some payments, okay? So it's not you got a secure deposit or anything like that. It's go on there, take advantage of using Shop Pay, okay? So I'm sorry, it's in October 12th through the 13th, and that's Columbus Day weekend. So for those who had kids, you guys will kind of be out of school anyway. I try to set it around that because I have kids as well. Takara has kids, and many of our team has kids, so we understand having to get it around things that are times that's easier to get to doable times to travel. So, and when you do register, we do have traveling instructions that come to you guys. And I was going to do it here at the clinic because I do want you guys to see the clinic. But because we're trying to do a bigger group, we are looking at doing it at one of our local hotels that's right up the street. So you can still drive down here and see what a clinic is supposed to look like. But we want you guys to be able to have that space to where y'all can also get a discount on the rooms as well. So definitely want to see you guys there. And oh, and I was saying about the financing, Shop Pay will allow you to break those payments up over a 12-month period. So $1,200 divided by 12, you're looking at like $100 a month. All right, that's something that we can put that investment back into ourselves. And you're going to learn things that are going to help you be able to get your investment back in one service. Like Cara said, she did a plan for $3,800. I'm telling you, the VA gonna pay you $4,000. That's one client. If you can come to this training and get one client and get your investment back 3 times, I really think we kind of undercharge it. Okay, but we also want to make it doable for you guys to be able to make it affordable for you all. All right, so definitely tune in, click the links in the bio, or message me on Facebook, whatever message you on this Zoom link, however you got to get in touch with me, guys. We want to make sure that you guys can get the information that you need. But you guys, y'all give a round of applause to Takara, throw some hands or some excitement up in the Zoom. We want to thank you for just giving us that game, that knowledge, Takara. I definitely always appreciate you being able to just pour the way that you do. And we want to thank you guys for just taking that time to come out on this beautiful Monday. And if you came in late, we're going to send you that replay so you guys can rewatch it because she definitely gave some tips that you can go ahead and start doing now to get yourself rebranded. And we will have another one coming up in 2 weeks. You're on mute, Takara. Oh, yeah, you're on mute. You're on mute, Takara. There you go.
Yeah, make sure y'all go follow me too, so I
can follow her.
So I know that y'all was watching. Let me know that y'all
was on today, so I can keep following y'all and keep up with you guys.
Yeah, put your Facebook out there.
Are not able to come, we still want to stay connected. I do, like I said, I do a lot of free webinars once a month as well. So I want you guys to hop on. I talk about business. I do a lot of Q&As to just try to
she does a lot of webinars,
as much as possible. So make sure y'all follow me. I am Takara Nicole on Instagram, Coach Takara Nicole, or Takara Nicole on.
I'm putting it in the chat.
You got it. Just make sure y'all follow, and then I can just see what you guys are doing. And even afterwards, if you guys need resources or coaching and different things like that, I do offer one-on-one coaching, group coaching. So just follow.
And she really specializes it to you guys. So some of y'all need that. Yeah, one-on-one. That's up. Okay, website and all that. What's your website, Takara?
TakaraNicole.com.
Okay, and we'll email it to you guys too on how to get in touch with her and work more with her. All right, so please network, guys. This is how the network starts. You meet us on something like this and keep on talking to us later on. So you build your own team of beauty professionals, and we're going to work and keep on working to do that. But thank you all for joining. You have anything else you need to say to Takara before we hop off?
No. I'll see y'all in October. That's all I got to say. I'll see y'all in October.
Thank you, guys. All right.